Hey guys, welcome back, and well, if you're coming here, you probably already saw the Pokemon Direct today. And yes, it is official, Generation 8 has been revealed, and even the new starters. You guys saw the title of this video, let's get in my thoughts and feelings about Pokemon Sword and Shield. And also, just a side note, most of this video will not be scripted, so keep that in mind. Okay, let's go. Alright, so, expectations beforehand, for me, they weren't extremely high. I wasn't expecting a Breath of the Wild Pokemon style sort of game. Certain leaks were obviously made beforehand. Leaks that were pertaining to the game's titles being King and Queen. And those were kind of on the money. I mean, the region is really based on the UK. I will get into the region later. But with the leaks in mind, I don't think it was really too much of a shocker, the reveal. The names, Sword and Shield, I actually did not expect that. I thought they were going to go for King and Queen, actually. Or was there Scepter and something else to that degree. I forget what the other leaked title of the game, but that kind of threw me a little bit off guard. I do like the titles. I think they obviously suit the region in mind. I think the titles of the games will kind of have to, we're going to have to sit on these. We're going to have to get comfortable with them. Usually in the past, they're either based off colors or certain gems or letters in X and Y's case, but this is kind of a new change, and I like that. Now, the Galar region itself, which I've mentioned before, is based off the UK. I like how the region's, it looks aesthetically. I mean, obviously the game has seen a massive uplift from Pokemon Let's Go. One thing to note, though, from the trailer, I feel like throughout the region you're going to be going kind of northward, as, you know, I feel like that big building on the backside of the map, which I'm actually looking at the map right now, is probably going to be where the Elite Four is held. That's my quote-unquote theory or prediction, but that's going to be kind of interesting. You're going to start in a grassy area and then kind of proceed upwards to where it's going to get a lot colder and snowier. Also, from within the trailer, we got to see some towns. I think the towns themselves look very interesting. Something we really haven't seen in any other Pokemon game. And I think they're kind of going for an Industrial Revolution vibe, which, I mean, the UK and also America is also somewhat known to have alongside their own history, so that's a cool little nod. Also, aside from a graphical upgrade, I just think the region overall looks just extremely massive. I think there's going to be a lot more open spaces on routes. I think we got a little bit of a taste through that in the trailer. Well, it could be a great region, but what about the starters? I think the starters, for me at first, surprisingly, I didn't really think much of them. I think over time, I think the designs will kind of grow on me. Obviously, we haven't seen the fully evolved form, so that's going to kind of play a massive role within that. This is kind of a common thing with a lot of Pokemon games. I often have this feeling where nothing really stands out to me, specifically within the starters, so that'll probably change in the near future. If I had to pick which starter I prefer so far, I think it had to be Swabble, the water-type starter. I don't know, I think he kind of reminds me of Greninja. I don't know, I mean, I think the others look okay. Actually, Scorbunny, if I'm pronouncing that right, is kind of growing on me too, which is a good thing. One thing I did notice while watching the Direct this morning was the exclusion of not having Pokemon on the Overworld. So, I guess we're back to random encounters. I mean, I kind of think that's kind of a downgrade, sort of. I mean, it's nothing of the end of the world, but I think the one thing I praised Let's Go was having that feature. The one thing I'm also glad that I noticed was that the original form of catching Pokemon is back. I mean, I loved the risk that Pokemon Let's Go took, and I also talked about this in my last video, but I prefer that they kind of stick to tradition within this regard. I don't think at the moment there's any better way to catch Pokemon, so. The game will release later this year in 2019. I mean, that doesn't shock me too much, but I kind of felt with such an early reveal. I mean, usually they kind of do this right before E3. I kind of thought, who knows, maybe, hopefully, it could release during the summertime. This isn't new. If, please, someone fact check me. I believe X and Y, at least in other regions, did release during the summertime. I'm not too sure. Someone fact check me in the comments about that, but if that's the case, then this wouldn't have been out of the norm. I think to wrap up this video, I think I should kind of also discuss whether I'm hyped or not. And obviously, the answer is yes, of course I'm hyped. I mean, so far, there really isn't a reason not to be hyped. I didn't see anything strikingly bad from the trailer. I think over time, we're going to obviously learn more information about the game, and I think that's gonna load more coal into the hype train, so that's gonna be great. I personally feel like this game can be 10 times better than Sun and Moon. I mean, they're still great games, don't get me wrong, but I feel like there was a lot of improvement between Let's Go and Sun and Moon that these games can fill in those shoes. But alas, we have to wait, and it's gonna be a very long wait. But I think overall, this year is gonna be great for Nintendo. Hey guys, thank you so much for making it to the end of the video. I hope you guys really enjoyed this. This was something kind of new. It's off script, so take that within regards. I don't think I'm going to be doing this too many times off script videos, but tell me how you guys liked it. And like I said, my social media pages are all in the description down below. Thank you, and have a great day.